Hi, my name is Anna and welcome to my channel. So today is going to be nice and quick video, and I would like to talk about the yarn overs and yarn unders in Tunisian crochet. But before we start, let me first thank everyone who attended the crochet summit. I am so grateful for everyone coming, watching the videos, commenting, taking part, and I just hope you enjoyed it. It was so much fun for me, I have to say. Hannah and Veronica has done such an amazing job of organizing all of this, and I just loved every minute of it. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy all the amazing experts and videos and everything. I thought it was fabulous. So yes, thank you very much. So yes, as I mentioned before, today's going to be a quick video following from my last one about the yarn overs and yarn unders in crochet. Today I want to talk about the yarn overs and yarn unders in Tunisian crochet. Now, in crochet, it makes a difference which way you wrap it, and obviously it also does in Tunisian crochet. However, in Tunisian crochet, yarn under is actually a technique that you use to create certain effects. Yarn over is the way you wrap your yarn around hook. In UK, it's yarn around the hook. Yarn over is also the way you create an increase. So basically, wrapping your yarn around the hook to create an eyelet, to create an increase. So it's usually used in lace. Now, yarn under is used in very similar way. It's also used as an increase. So if I show you on a chart here, this is one of the charts that we used yarn under in. So this chart is from my Tunisian crochet stitch dictionary, and we use that, and we use this stitch. You see, it's very often represented on the chart with a circle, with a smaller one inside. And yarn over, it's usually shown in patterns, in charts, as just a circle. You can see it here. Cool. You can, of course, Tunisian crochet using the yarn under instead of the yarn over, but that would be very cumbersome and really tight. So this is your simple stitch using yarn over, the way you usually crochet. This is done using the yarn under, and as you can see, I don't need to show it to you up close. It's very tight. It's tight. It doesn't have any give, and the other thing is also it creates loops at the back. And I have to say, crocheting this way, it's not very pleasant. It's okay, but it's not something that is enjoyable. The way you yarn over the normal way, it's wonderful. It flows very smoothly, and it creates a wonderful stitch that it isn't too tight. So before I discuss any more on this matter, let me show you what is the difference between yarn over and yarn under. I'm going to show you on this swatch as I have it already here. So yarn over, hold on, let me move this so you can see better. So yarn over is the way you grab your yarn around the hook. So when you insert your hook into the next stitch, and you're going to grab the yarn, and you're going to grab the yarn with your hook, you're going to go under and over, you see? So yarn over. So under the yarn and over. So you grab it nicely. See, it wraps around the hook really nicely, and you pull it through the stitch. So again, into the next stitch, under and over, and pull it through. But now if you were to make an increase, you will use yarn over all the way round and insert your hook immediately into the next stitch. Then grab your yarn, pull it through, and if you can see, you have created an increase and you've got an eyelet here. So this is a yarn over for an increase, and it's also yarn over the way you wrap your yarn around the hook. In UK, we mostly call it yarn around the hook. So it's kind of a distinction. So we're gonna go yarn around the hook and pull it through. And then if we're going to do an increase, we're gonna go yarn over and then into the next stitch, you see? So that's an increase, and the other one is yarn around the hook. Now, for this increase, we're going to use the yarn under. Now, this is a chart for a smock stitch. Smock stitch is a really lovely stitch, and I recommend everyone tries it because it's really, really nice. As you can see, it works on decreases and increases. Decreases and increases. So every decrease is followed by an increase, because obviously you need the increases for the pattern to work. The reason we are using the yarn under increase and not the yarn over, it gives us tighter work. So this is the same stitch, the smock stitch, which is created with the yarn unders. As you can see, it's got a beautiful texture and it has very nice feel to it. It's firm, but it's not too tight. It's got still nice flow to it. Obviously, if you would like it more drapey, you will use a bigger hook. But this is created with yarn unders. Now, let's say, for example, if we were to create it with yarn overs. So this is the swatch I have done. It's a lot looser, you see. It's got lots of looseness to it. It's very stretchy on both sides. And I like it as well. I think the texture, the definition of a texture is lost a little bit. It's not as dominant as in here. However, I still like it. I think it will look really lovely on shows. So again, as I said before, everything has its place. But this one is done with yarn overs and this one is done with yarn unders, as your usual smock stitch is done in. So let me show you how to work the yarn under first. So you're going to place your hook behind your yarn. So basically your hook is on top of your yarn. Okay, so the other way we went under, this time we go in on top and behind. So we kind of, our yarn is in front of our hook. We're going to hold down this loop with our finger and insert a hook into the next stitch. Okay, we keep on holding it down. We're gonna grab our yarn and pull it through. And now we can let go. You see, and again, we created an increase, but if you look carefully, this increase, if you look closely here, wraps are different. So this one was the yarn over. So as you can see, the loop comes from behind and to the bottom left. On the yarn under, the loop comes from the bottom, but this time at the front, and it goes to your top left. See? So let me show you again. So we're going to place our hook behind the yarn, hold it down with our thumb, insert our hook into the next stitch. So grab your yarn and pull it through and let go of your thumb. There we go. If you were going to work yarn unders while you are creating a simple stitch, you will insert your hook into the stitch, hook goes on top of the yarn and pull it through. So into the stitch, hook goes on top of the yarn and pull it through. Where normally we go in under the hook, you see, so we're going to place the hook under the yarn and over and pull it through. See, which immediately is far more looser. Now, when you come to smock stitch, our decreases are followed by increases. So we're going to go simple stitch 2 together, then followed by a yarn under. So insert your hook under the next two stitches, yarn around and pull it through. And now you are going to create a yarn under. So you're going to place your hook behind your yarn, hold this wrap down with your thumb, and then we're going to immediately create a decrease again. So we're going to insert a hook under legs of next two stitches. Then grab your yarn and pull it through. And as you pull it through, you can let go of your finger. The reason we are holding it down, because let's say if we were not holding this wrap down, we wouldn't be able to create. You see, it slips under. So we wouldn't be able to create a yarn under, an increase. So down and through. And again, hook behind the yarn, hold it down with your thumb, and we can finish off the row now. Obviously I'm not concentrating, I'm not following a pattern fully, but that's what it is. And on return pass you will treat those yarn unders or yarn overs as a normal stitch. And that's it. That's all there is to it when it comes to yarn under. So it's not like in normal crochet where the yarn over and the yarn under is a preference, because the way you wrap it gives you a different effect of your finished fabric. The yarn under in Tunisian crochet actually serves an important purpose, and it is an increase. You wouldn't use it to create your normal stages because they just will be a bit too tight and a bit loopy at the back. So I will use it only when you are actually creating increases, because that actually gives you a very different effect to some stitches. This is another stitch that uses the yarn under. This one is called spikes in the book, and again this is very simple. Decreases followed by yarn under, and on the following row you just work simple stages. So when you work your simple stages into the yarn under, you will insert your hook into the leg of the yarn under to treat it as a stitch on the following rows. And that's it. Nice, quick and simple. I just wanted to get this done because I wanted you to all, as I said, this is in my series of yarn overs and yarn unders. So the next one I'm going to do is on knitting, the differences between yarn forward, yarn over, yarn forward around needles and all that. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, then please do like, share and subscribe, and please leave me a comment. If you have any questions or if there's any interesting video you would like me or techniques you would like me to cover, then please do let me know in the comments below. But thank you so much, and I'll see you very, very soon.